Welcome to another edition of Techniche Tips. And like always, I'm your host, Joseph Smith. And I have another video for you, but it's a different video. One that I think is a bit overdue. And so this may have very little editing, if not any editing at all. I want to be raw, honest, and be able to come to you as authentically and as forthright as I can. If you have been following this channel, you could tell for the past couple of months, I've been kind of MIA. Haven't been consistently coming. And I was kind of debating whether or not I should even put out this video, if I'm honest. I wasn't too sure if it was something that was important to do, but I think it was. And I wanted to start here by saying the reason why I am creating this video is because a couple of months back, I was at a dinner eating with a few of my friends in the tech community. Most of them, or a lot of them, were my guests that actually were on the show. And one person in particular said, "Hey, are you live streaming any longer?" And I paused and think. My response was, "Yeah, I'm still doing streaming. I'm still putting out content." But a part of me had to pause again and think and say, "Hey, truthfully, so am I doing it?" So I wanted to take the time right now before I even dive into what is about to end. I want to just talk about where this channel was formed and what began. And so a couple years ago, we're talking right during the end of the pandemic, I saw a video from Cyrus Harbin and Anthony O'Neill talking about the tech industry. And this video opened my eyes to the possibilities of what could be, and specifically geared me towards a career in tech sales, being an SDR, BDR. And if you haven't, I have a video about my story and how I got started in this particular industry. So definitely go back into the archives and check it out. So I won't go into too much detail, but basically I pushed through. Our sixth child was expected to be delivered at the time. My wife and I was working in inside sales for a solar company. And I basically, while working full time, studied and was able to transition into the industry. And I worked as an SDR ever since. And so that was my story. And then what happened, why I started a channel, was I had a friend who documented his tech journey, no pun intended, as well. And he encouraged me and said, "Hey, man, you should probably start a channel." Now, at that time, I didn't feel comfortable necessarily coming out and sharing about what I know, what I learned. At that time, I felt more comfortable to gain the experiences of those who were either more experienced in the field or, like myself, who had transitioned. I wanted to get more stories that I thought would be impactful to people and would encourage them to say, "Hey, I want to step into this industry as well," or, "You know what, it's not for me." And so that's where the channel was formed. It was about gathering stories, impactful stories that people could relate to, that would help them make a decision about whether or not they want to enter into the tech industry. And so that's where things began for me. And that's where Techniche Tips was born. And so now I want to kind of get to the real. And I want to say that there's going to be an end that's coming to this channel. And if I'm honest, it was a hard decision to make, but I think it's the right decision to make, in which I'm ending my live streaming specifically. What that means is consistently I've been coming on 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, providing interviews and content every Saturday for almost 2 years. And what ended up happening, there were some things that happened in my life, which I'm going to dive into now, that kind of changed things, and it's kind of pushing me to make this decision. And so the reason why I'm stopping this live stream is, for one, my family. When I first started, my family was younger, and though it was a sacrifice to consistently do this on a Saturday, that sacrifice was something that my wife was willing to do, that I was willing to do. And I thought it was great. And even to this day, my wife has been an amazing support system for me when it comes to this channel specifically. However, my wonderful kids, are getting older, and I want to be there. I want to be more present. In fact, If you're watching this video when it came out, I'm taking my daughters on an outing, and we're hanging out this morning. Something that I probably would have turned down to do because of this show. And so when life changes, it's important to assess everything and make the changes that are necessary as well. And so that's one of the things that I feel like I need to do, because I want to be present with my children, present with my wife, and also be present with our loved ones. And so that's one reason why I'm putting the end to live streaming on Saturday mornings, at least on a consistent basis. And I think it was important to express that again, because there are people that have been consistently supporting this channel. And I want to definitely shout you out. I want to shout out OTTO. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Tech Coach Ralph, Mitch. There's so many others that have been supportive of this channel that I just want to say thank you. Whenever we go live, you're there. So that's one reason, is my family. Number two is my career. If you are familiar with sales, they have their highs and lows, and I experienced them both. But thankfully, thank to God that I am on the up and up right now. But one thing I know is, with everything that I have going on, I need to stay focused. I need to provide that time of rest, provide that time of work and research. And in order for me to do that, this is one thing that's probably going to have to be put on the back burner. And then also you. The reason why I'm stopping this is you. When I started this channel, it was a plethora of people that were looking to transition into this career. And there are probably still some now. However, I believe that things have changed, and the way I serve this community is probably going to look different. And so I want to be able to understand more. What is it that you need from me, if you need anything at all? And so I'm encouraging you. I'm asking you. I don't have too many asks on this channel, but if you can, provide me feedback. Tell me what has worked, what you would love to see from me, and I'll try my best to do it. One thing I thought of doing is kind of doing more of a opportunity to kind of peel back the onion on my own journey, and do that in a way where there's a community around that. So if that's something that you want to see more of, I'll gladly do that. And I probably could do that more on a consistent basis, because it'll just be somewhere probably off of YouTube land, but somewhere where I could kind of just say, hey, this is what it is in my experiences, and we could all kind of share and talk about it. So if that's something you want to see from me, let me know in the comment section below. Or if there's something else you want to see, if you still want to see interviews from other people. Now, I do have a couple interviews lined up coming in the upcoming weeks or so. So you're going to probably see either pre-recorded content coming out, or I might have a live stream depending on what my schedule looks like. But again, the whole purpose of this is to let you know that things have changed, and the consistency of those live streams are just not sustainable right now. And so I just wanted to put out this video for that. But there are some things that will stay the same. Like I said, I am going to continue to put out content. I'm going to try my best to put it out whenever I can. I am going to continue to go live with Tech Bag Trey on our show, Talk That Tech. So that's not going to end. Talk That Tech happens every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central. So that is something that I will continue to do. So don't worry. Just go to our channel. I'll put a link below. You could always see that live stream happening. So that's not going to be a problem. But here's the ask, and I'm going to ask it one more time. What would you like me to provide to you? Because I want to serve this community as best as I can. And if you have liked this channel and gotten some value over the years but never subscribed, help me out here and subscribe. Let me know what it is that you want to see, and to the best of my ability, I will provide that for you. But I think that it was important for me to make this video because there are some changes, and I want to make sure that I level set with everybody, make sure that expectations are there, especially for those who have been supporting the show for such a long time. And so with all that being said, this is not the end, but it's until next time. I hope to be able to provide you valuable content. And until next time, I hope that the valuable content that I do provide will help you to get you to the other side. So this is Joseph signing off until next time. I hope to hear back from you. Love you all. Be blessed.